Alright, so that's smoothing. The next thing that we need to do before we move on is to give ourselves some more geometry for our terrain here, because we will be sculpting and this is not a very dense mesh. This would be a good time to show you just how we hit 3 and got a smoother version from the smooth mesh preview. There's also a tool that will actually smooth an object by creating denser geometry, and that's in your mesh smooth. And there you can set how many levels. The higher the number, the more geometry it creates. If I create 1 and apply, I get something like that. If I hit 5 and apply, I get something like that. So you see, the higher the level, the denser the geometry. So I'm going to hit undo, Command Z. I think for sculpting purposes 2 is fine, and apply. Good news about this, it adds geometry, and this can be rendered and it looks good still in your software render. So if by chance you can't get mental ray to work, um, you can just up your geometry with the smooth and render that out, and notice that's smoothing out fine. Actually they call it a smooth mesh preview when you hit 3, because it's basically, this is what it'll look like if you use the smooth tool. But if you use the smooth tool, it's going to add geometry. The mesh preview does not add geometry. See that, and the denser your mesh, the more information has to be processed. So your polygon count is what they call it, is very important, especially when you get into gaming and things like that. Alright, but for our purposes, a 2 is fine for the division level on the smooth, and that's where I'll end this. In the next tutorial, I'll talk a little bit more about some methods you can use while you're modeling with Smooth Mesh Preview.